Hello everyone, I'm zSTALKN, and in this video we'll be taking a look at all the adversary modes at the Diamond Casino and Resort and rank them by ascending quality. I was hoping to have this list be community run, but unfortunately I couldn't rally up any sort of traction, let alone find anyone who's played them all. So I guess I'll have to do this myself and have this list be entirely subjective. Now let's get going, starting with the worst adversary mode for the Diamond Casino and Resort. Most modes have a fast pace where you're meaningfully contributing to a certain goal the entire time, but in trading places you can get away with rubber banding your controller for a few minutes, come back and win. That's because the first few minutes are essentially a meaningless skirmish over a few pickups, most of which yield a negligible impact. Only the final minute really counts, where the ones that can take and or hold the winner position by then are guaranteed to win. The first minute of the match does get pretty frenetic with all of the switches happening, but after that, the winners and losers kinda lock in. With the lack of exciting switcheroos throughout the match, I deem trading places the best choice for the bottom of my list. This mode feels like a test for your situational awareness at best. To be fair, I think the community needs this sort of thing, but oh my god, do the defenders have such a hard time! The team that needs to get from the vault to the roof, or the attackers, have guns with light attachments, flares, and fucking fire ammo! Like being the only team with guns wasn't enough power already! All the defenders have is night vision goggles that are always on, and a switchblade that ignores armor for some reason, which makes me confused as hell why they even added it in the first place. Other than the infinite lives advantage, that's all they have at their disposal. In fact, the defenders are so handicapped that one of them trapped me in a corner on one of the stairwells, stun locking me for a whole 13 seconds, and guess what? I still fucking lived! All I gotta say is, if you can conquer the feat of stopping the attackers, you can most certainly take on the Doomsday scenario in one go with your kind of skills. This mode takes me back to when I used to play Call of Duty. A good old game of one in the chamber with a few tweaks on Rockstar's end. Instead of starting with 1 bullet, you get 1 life and 4 bullets. Hitting the player anywhere below the head doesn't kill them outright either, so you gotta aim for the head or face a full second and a half of being exposed and vulnerable. Unless you charge the bitch and smack them right in the forehead before they do. The reason I put this so low on the list is because the map feels too big and can get really campy, even with the global reveal if you sit in one place too long. It's a pretty solid mode, and with a little bit of polish, there's plenty of fun to be had here. If I can describe this mode as short as possible, it would be one-on-ones galore. Sure, everyone is grouped up with their teams at the beginning, but it doesn't take long until everybody is scattered and fighting somebody no one else on the team is due to the 3 lanes you can choose. And that's just it right there. The team that usually wins has the person that can beat everyone on the opposing team in a one-on-one battle. Even in the instance the player of the match goes down, there's a fat chance that player will be resurrected to get back to ass-kicking with a side of revenge. Which makes me understand why most matches end up in a 5-0 now that I think of it. If you have some equally skilled opponents on all sides, this can set the stage for some memorable clashes. I only put this one a smidge above Resurrection because of the variety and strategy. You can dive in genital first and go toe-to-toe with the other Juggernaut, or you could slow things down and set up a base with your proximity mines that your brain-dead teammates are bound to trip at some point. The problem this mode has is that the rounds tend to be over faster than you can burn off the money from that shark card you just bought. All you need to do is chuck a grenade, loop around the Juggernaut with the shotty, and they'll be dead in no time. Do these steps and the game of Juggernaut will be done before you even know it. The chaos this mode brings is the sole reason why I chose to put this so high on the list. There's also that fear of not knowing if or when you're going to be the new target, which means that it might be of your best interest to hang back, but that's not to say having gung-ho levels of aggression won't be rewarded. In any case, there's a lot that brings this down and stops it from taking the top spot. First of all is that once you learn the rotation of the targets from the first time around, you get a hint on when you should back off or hold your fire since the lineups don't shuffle after the preceding round. Second of all is that it has spawns so quirky they end up being more predictable than the next color of the rainbow if you notice it just puts the person you killed on the other side of the map unless exceptionally done otherwise. I blame this to the nature of the super small map they chose, but hey, at least you have a grenade to shut down anyone that likes to camp in a certain area, so feel free to get crafty with it. Nevertheless, this boils down to a crazy fun mode rich of opportunities and moments to keep you on edge. Oh, Slasher, how I've missed you! This even goes as far as taking a leaf out of Humane Lab's book with no light source other than your flashlights. Slasher has been the home of so many spooky and sometimes hilarious moments, and it's nice to see this brought to the hotel's corridors. But you can't deny that it still has some serious issues. First, you have the lights that can illuminate places that are clearly blocked by a wall, and then you have the necessarily evil known as aim assist. Look, I get Scrub Lords and Sweat Lords alike are gonna need it for the inevitable blitzkrieg from that one guy, but the crosshair is inexcusable. It's so dumb that I'm aiming down this corridor at someone that I can't even see, and the crosshair turns red. It's basically a big-ass "here I am" sign. And don't even get me started on how much damage the flashlight does. 3 strikes and your role as Slasher gets robbed by that edgy Fortnite version that didn't even give you a chance to play. I'd suggest the Slasher having a massive health bar until either the hunted gets their shotguns or there's only one of them left. But with the way the orbital cannon got reverted to its super cancerous state that literally nobody asked for, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime at all. While the first few seconds of the match remind me why I should stay the hell away from engaging in free mode PvP, it turns into a really hectic version of Team Gun Game later on. Not to mention that the map is huge, but not in the way that there's too little action happening at one time. With the casino's ground floor fully accessible, it opens the path to lots of flanking routes in narrow spaces as well as open ones. The end result being brought around the whole map because the action is always on the move, as are you. I should note that there's this one spot that I like to abuse, and that's right behind the chip counter. You can shoot out of it, but rockets can't get you as long as you don't go inside the room itself. If you're looking for a good time with this series going double cash and RP, I'd personally recommend this one. The action it brings will never get you bored. And that's how I feel about the adversary modes that take place in the Diamond Casino and Resort. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to sound off what you think of the modes in the comments before you go. I look forward to seeing what you all think, and as always, stay on target.